I owe everyone an apology because I said a heinous thing, a completely unacceptable thing that YouTube must have very correctly flagged as extreme profanity. I'm really sorry because I went ahead and I said the word Well, I can't exactly go ahead and say the word in this video now, can I? YouTube demonetized the video by manual confirmation by multiple humans that I have said this word. This word got a video demonetized for extreme profanity. And you might be thinking that YouTube has so many problems. How do you even define what the biggest main problem with YouTube is? Could it be the advertising? Could it be the monetization? Could it be streaming, buffering? Like the community, the comments, moderation. There's so many things that we could sort of nitpick. But there's one core problem that really plagues YouTube in terms of just how everything sort of goes back to it. So I want to tell you that the main problem with YouTube is that there is a secret council, a behind the scenes group of people that you can never talk to who makes these decisions, and they will never tell you why. They will never even tell you the support people you're talking to, they'll never even tell them why. No one knows why they make the decisions they do. They just make decisions, and if you ask them to confirm it was the correct decision, of course, generally they're gonna say, yep, it's the correct decision. There's a secret cabal of YouTube internal, behind-the-scenes team that makes moderation decisions, and they will never tell you why anything happens ever. So let me tell you about how this has happened numerous times in what seems like very different situations, but actually it's the same problem. So last year, I got a community guideline strike for uploading a video, which I can guess why it got the strike, but it's hard to say exactly why. So this guide was about how to play an old Dune game. It was to go to a website that has a DMCA exception and play it in browser on that website. And I got a community guideline strike for that. And we can sort of guess why. But to be absolutely sure, I wanted to check with YouTube why this video got a community guideline strike and what I can do to avoid it in the future. So what YouTube partners can do is that they can contact YouTube support through a chat system. And then you can say, here's the problem, here's what I want to know. And quite often the questions I'm asking are beyond the basics. So it gets elevated to a specialist. And the specialist will then manually look at the video or look at the problem and sort of identify what's happening and like why it happened and what you can do about it in the future and whether it can even be fixed or whether it was a mistake or anything like that. So this community guideline strike, I was investigating it, they were investigating it, and they said, yep, confirmed, this is a community guideline strike. And I'm like, okay, what rule did I break? And they just sent me the link to the community guidelines. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but there's like 20 things on this page. Which one did I break? And they said, well, we can't really tell you exactly what rule you broke because this was decided by the internal team. The internal team, like that's behind the scenes that you're not actually talking to. So I'm like, well, how do I know how to avoid this in the future if I don't know exactly which rule I broke? And they said, well, we can't tell you because we don't have access to that information either. And that was very confusing. I'm talking to a YouTube specialist, the person in charge of investigating this, and they don't have access to the specific information of how YouTube has made a moderation decision. Like, they say an internal team has been contacted, they confirmed that the decision was correct, and that's all I can tell you. That's bizarre. So I got this community guideline strike, which it was my first one, so it does expire and it doesn't cause any major problems. But of course, it creates stress. It creates a sense of danger, of instability, like what's going on? Like, I don't even know what rule I broke, like, what am I supposed to do about this? So I just had to wait for it to expire, and it expired and it was gone, and that video is no longer on YouTube, and that was it. So why am I talking about this now? That was over a year ago. Well, it's because it's happened again. I got a video demonetized because I said this word. And this was baffling to me because I got this notification, this email saying that this video has been demonetized for extreme profanity. Me, someone who doesn't swear at all on this channel. I'll say the occasional nothing that would warrant extreme profanity. So YouTube has this new system where they have to give you a time code that shows the mistake you did. So I got this time code, and it was on this Civ 4 video where I was saying, like, the specific time code they gave was me saying, if I could make this any clearer, please let me know. And I'm like, well, this is clearly a mistake. Nothing, I even used the word please there. How is this an extreme profane thing? So I contacted support, asked them to check into this again, and it's very reminiscent of the community guideline strike. And of course, the initial support guy has like, well, we can't do this immediately. We're going to send it to a specialist. We'll get back to you. So of course, it goes to the specialist, and I'm thinking, well, this is clearly just a mistake. Maybe the automated systems picked up a few too many false flags. But then it came back that, no, yes, our moderation team, the internal team, has looked at it, and they have confirmed that it is extreme profanity. And I'm just taken aback. I don't know what to say about that. Like, I said the word and which is an ancient historical city that comes up in many of the games I play, in Civ, in basically all ancient culture games mention this word, right? This name of the city. And like, it got manually confirmed by multiple people through this process that, yes, this is confirmed. And I said to the specialist, why did they make this decision? This is me saying a city's name, and it's like it's a cultural word. It's just a non-English word. And the specialist said, well, I did the best I could, and the internal team confirmed it, and that's pretty much all I can do. And then I thought, maybe there's something else wrong with the video, because is it just this one instance that false flagged and then they just jumped on it and they don't know what that city is? They've never heard of that city, or they don't know what the word means. So it kind of sounds like an English swear word. So maybe the video itself has many false flags on it. And I remembered that in subtitles, the automated generated subtitles, whenever it thinks there's a swear word, it just puts blank. It just puts underscores. So I downloaded the subtitle file to have a look at what was there. And I searched the video, the subtitles, for these underscores, and quite a few came up. Okay, so as you can see, here is the subtitle file, and if we Control F and just search for underscores, we can see, oh, this is where one instance is. This is the name of the city, the ancient city name that I'm not allowed to say anymore. This is where it is. It thinks it's a swear word. Okay, but are there others? And I clicked Find Next, and oh, there's another one. What's this one? Huh. This was me saying another non-English word, which I can put on the screen right now, but I can't say it out loud. And then I searched another one, and oh, there's a third one. This video has 3 instances of words that the system thinks are swear words, right? So there's 1, 2, 3. And these 3 words that the subtitle system thought were swear words must have brought up my video and flagged it for possibly extreme profanity because I'm swearing so much in it. And then the manual internal team, the secret team that no one can talk to, looks at these instances. They don't understand what they're hearing. It sounds like English swear words, so therefore they demonetize the video. But what does this actually mean? Like, if I say non-English words that vaguely sound like English swear words, I can get demonetized and I can get punished for this. Like, I lose actual money from this because it limits ad revenue, and in extreme cases, they can demonetize a video, but mostly it's going to be removing ad revenue. And this severely discourages me saying non-English words, names of places, names of people that vaguely sound like swear words. I don't want to say them anymore. I have to self-censor because it literally affects my ability to pay bills. And the most extreme problem with this is not that, okay, this was a mistake that happened. It's that when I actually talk to support and the specialist I'm referred to, they don't even know why, or at least they can't tell me why, but they say that they don't know why the internal team made that decision. Whether it's with the community guideline strike and why that video was taken down, or with this demonetized video and extreme profanity, I explain, this is what I said. You can hear me saying it in the video, and it's not profanity, but once the internal team makes their decision, that's basically it. And there's no way that any of us can ever talk to the internal team. It's just this board of shadowy figures that they just make decisions from behind the scenes, moderation decisions. Yes, this one, it is extreme profanity. This one breaks our community guidelines. And you can never ask them why or how. They'll just say, yeah, like it does. And then I assume, because this is what the specialists tell me when the support talks to me and I talk to support, they tell me that, well, we don't really know why either, but we have checked with the internal team and they confirmed it. And all we can tell you is, here are our community guidelines. What am I supposed to do with that? So it's just generally, this entire situation is very annoying, to say the least. And yes, we can talk about various problems on YouTube. Any social media, any platform, any product is gonna have its problems, you know? And things generally have gotten better over time. I don't want to be unfair here, but this internal, behind the scenes board of cabally, shadowy figures making decisions that you can never talk to, this complete lack of transparency, which goes against what YouTube has been trying to do and saying they've been trying to do for the past many years, which is increase transparency, increase the feeling of confidence in the platform in terms of why things are happening. Not that they happen, but why they are happening. This system of this internal board that makes decisions and can't even tell you why they make these decisions makes it feel also arbitrary and random. And that makes everyone feel very insecure. There's been a lot of complaints I've seen all over the internet of, oh, why are people self-censoring certain words? You know, words that aren't even swear words, but it's like, oh, we can't say that word anymore because we might be demonetized. We might get our channel taken down because it happens, right? I got a video demonetized and I can't edit the video on YouTube to remove that part and have it remonetized. It's not like a copyright claim. I have to re-upload the entire video without that part from scratch. And that's the only way that I can have that video up and have it be properly monetized. And that's just extra work, extra insecurity, and just more annoyance for me and for you, because you lose the ability to watch that content for a while. If I can even get it up like in a reasonable amount of time. I'm busy. I'm doing so many things in real life as well, not just on YouTube. I got a life to live, but I have to now deal with this problem because I said a cultural word that vaguely sounds like an English swear word, and that has other implications entirely. Like, I'm bilingual. I speak more than one language. Should I not be using my other language, because the words might be confused for an English swear word and considered an extreme profanity. And thing is, if you use English words that kind of sound like profanities, they're fine because they're English words, so they're in the system. They don't get flagged by the subtitle system as swear words. You know, it knows what English swear words are. But when you use non-English words, and they vaguely sound like an English swear word, well, then, like, what does this mean in the broader scope of things? Like, is YouTube discouraging, like, not, like, being outside of the absolute basic vanilla norm in terms of communicating with people? Like, I know, like, videos are set to languages, and it's probably okay, like, if I were to speak Malay and have the video set as its language as Malay, it'll probably be fine. But if the video is set to English and I say Malay words or just say cultural, historical place names, then the system doesn't know what that is. And thing is, the humans don't know what that is either. And they will reinforce their decisions more often than not, because of course they don't want to admit they made a mistake, right? A human reviewer reviewed the video. Surely they couldn't have made a mistake, but this is clearly a mistake. And the internal board, the internal reviewers, they will not admit to the mistake. And the support specialists that I talk to, they're not told why they made the decision and why they reinforced the decision as to why I can't say this word, and that this word reads as extreme profanity. So yeah, that's generally the situation. I just wanted to get this rant out because it's cathartic. I like to share this experience because it is very frustrating. I sort of let the community guideline strike slide, but now this has happened. And even though this is not a community guideline strike, it boils down to the same problem, that behind the scenes, people, humans that make mistakes, but there's no way to talk to them. There's no way to know why they make the decisions they do. Because, you know, the understanding is if they were to explain why they made the moderation decision, then people would learn how to work around things and how to exploit the system. And I understand that risk, but this is clearly a mistake, and they are refusing to acknowledge it. So anyway, if you want to donate to my Patreon, there is a Patreon. Very much appreciated to anyone who wants to support the channel through other means, because who knows what's going to be demonetized next. You know, I make a civilization video, and maybe a word, like one of the city names in a Civ game, sounds like an English swear word, and I get flagged for extreme profanity again. There's no way to know. Like, I now have to upload every video, wait for the auto-generated subtitles to generate, download the subtitle file, and look for underscores, because maybe something I said reads as a swear word. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you understand why that previous video disappeared for now. I will try to get it back up in a clean way with no extreme profanity for you to enjoy. And moving forward, this is just more work and more stress and more annoyance for me. And I don't want to translate that to your experience, but I do want to explain that this is the experience. This is the situation, and I hope you can understand everything that's going on. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this informative, if nothing else, and I'll see you in the next video.